Are you a guy in his 30s, 40s, or 50s, and you've always wanted to date younger and more beautiful women, but you have a limiting belief that says you can't do that because of your age? You feel like it's too late for you. You feel like you've missed the boat. Well, in this video, I'm going to create a complete paradigm shift within your mindset to prove to you that if you are an older guy, you can have a lot of success with young and beautiful women. Recently, I completed a live 5-day immersion program with a 50-year-old client from Ireland that wanted to completely transform his dating life without relying on dating apps. Now, this specific client, he had a fair bit of experience with dating, especially with the apps, but he wasn't happy with the quality of the women that he was meeting. And one of his biggest sticking points is the vast majority of women he was going on dates with were friend zoning him. So he came to us to fix that issue. And on our 5-day immersion program, we taught him the art of cold approach. We taught him how to meet higher quality women, younger women, beautiful women, the types of women he was actually looking for a long-term relationship. And on the immersion, he went on 5 instant dates in 5 days with women that were literally 2 decades younger than him. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing a few of the experiences that he had on program. I'm going to be breaking down some of his interactions and give you a little bit of a glimpse into how our immersion programs or our dating workshops actually look like in terms of how we coach, how we interact with our clients, and give you a few value bombs on how you can improve your dating life through the process of cold approach. Cool. See you guys in the next clip. So when the girls are in a rush like that, remember how I taught you the other day to see if you could go, like, you just say to them, like, look, if you're in a bit of a rush, that's okay. Is there any chance I could just walk with you for 2 minutes to have a quick chat? Just try to remember the framing on that, because otherwise it comes across a little too pushy. Also, when you first ask her to stop, you have the tendency to say, come here for 5 minutes, come here for 5 minutes. It's a little demanding. So what you can do is, instead of saying, after you've gone direct and started the conversation, and she's showing a little bit of resistance in terms of like, oh, like I'm in a massive rush right now. Instead of saying, come here, talk to me for 5 minutes and demanding it, just say to her, like, just call it out. It's like, oh, you must be in a massive rush, yes? And she goes, yes, I'm supposed to be catching my train. Okay, cool. What time's your train? Then she would have got her phone out and then said, like, it's going to be here in 20 minutes. But okay, cool. Well, look, I don't want to keep you because obviously you need to get that train. Is there any chance I could walk with you for just 2 minutes to have a quick chat? Because I do think you're very beautiful. And at least, you know, we're both walking in the same direction. So fuck it, why not? So ask permission and do it in a blasé, relaxed way. This will increase the likelihood that the girls will be like, fuck it, you know what? He seems to have decent social skills. He's aware of the fact that I'm busy. He seems to be charming in his demeanor. So they'll give you a chance. But with that one, because you're so demanding, it's like, no, come here 5 minutes. No, fuck, can I walk with you? I'll walk with you for 10 minutes while you go to the train. And then she's like, oh, no, thank you. Yeah. But if you can just make it a little bit more charming and relaxed and just have a nice, chill demeanor, girls will be far more likely to say yes. But sometimes they just say no. This is the thing. Like, sometimes when you try to be persistent with the girls in a massive rush, they will just say no, and that's fine. We just leave it how it is. But you still want to be persistent when you can, because you never know when girls say yes. For me, it happens all the time. Like, if I do it correctly and I communicate in a nice, chill way, a lot of the girls are like, oh, like they hesitate for a bit. And they're like, oh, okay, fine, 2 minutes. And that gives me that little doorway to walk with her for 2 minutes, express a little bit more personality, throw a bit more chat, try to build more investment. And then hopefully before she gets to the train or the destination, I can flip the interaction to the point that she's like, oh, you know what, this guy seems pretty cool. So the next one, let's try to focus on that. No more like, come here for 5 minutes. Just come on, 5 minutes.
Say it again. Say it again, what to say. I'm saying fucking come here.
Yeah, so let's say, for example, she's like, no, I'm in a massive rush. Just call it out straight away. It's like, oh, well, look, I don't want to hold you up. I don't want to hold you up right now. What are you doing? Are you heading to work or about to catch a train, I'm assuming? So just make an assumption, keep the conversation going, and then she'll tell you if you just do it that way. Sometimes you can say, she's like, no, I'm in a massive rush. You could be like, well, do you at least have just 30 seconds for a quick chat? Just 30 seconds. But do it in a nice, relaxed way. If you say, come here, give me 5 minutes, it's like a complete stranger, do you know what I mean? So sometimes that'll, you know.
I cannot think of what you're saying to me there. I just cannot think of it in the moment, you know that type of.
Yeah, so all you're gonna have to do is just practice a little bit. So the next time it happens, just understand you're probably gonna fuck the whole thing in terms of how you're gonna communicate. But just remember, what did Alex tell me? And then just try to slow everything down and just say, hey, like, I understand that you're busy. I'm assuming you got to catch a train or got to go work or something, yes? And she'd be like, yes, okay, cool. What time do you start? Or what time do you have to get the train? She'll say, in 10 minutes. Okay, cool. Was there any chance, if it's cool with you, if I just walk with you for 2 minutes to have a quick chat? I've got to catch up with some friends anyway, but is that okay with you? You just got to, I understand there's a lot of words there. Even if you don't do it as eloquently as that.
Don't do what I did.
Yeah, just don't do what you just did there. Like, if, at absolute minimum, you just say, she's like, no, sorry, I'm in a rush. It's like, I'm sure you have at least 30 seconds. Say something like that, because that's going to be way better than demanding 5 minutes, come here. Big one for that note, or that tip, is anytime a girl, when you first start the conversation with her, she seems like she's in a hurry, she's a little bit, what's the word, when she's just like a little bit shocked, and she's not like super receptive and just stops and says, oh, hello, and she seems a little bit skittish, skeptical, and like, what's going on here? Why is he talking to me? Why is he starting a conversation? What is this? I'm in a hurry. She seems to show a little bit of disinterest. The more that you can just interact with her in a really cool, calm and collected way, this will bring her energy down too. Let's say she gets a little bit frantic. So you come up to a girl and like, hey, excuse me, I know this is a little random. I just thought you were really cute. And she's like, oh, I've got a, what's going on? Oh, no, I'm in a massive hurry. And then if you match that erraticness in her communication, that's just going to amplify. Because if you're erratic now, like, oh, I'm sorry, like, do you have 5 minutes to have a quick conversation? Is that okay? Then she's like, oh, no, I really am in a hurry. But if you can just be like, well, that's cool. I'm assuming you're probably going to catch a train or something, yeah? And she's like, yeah, I am. So you ground yourself, you get really relaxed, slow down your speech, show that you're unfazed, you're gentle, non-threatening, and then say, okay, cool, well, look, I don't want to hold you up, but you are really pretty. So is there any chance I could walk with you for just 2 minutes? And if you do it in a really gentle way like that, they're still confident, but you're taking the pressure off, it'll make her feel more relaxed too. Chill. Chill is actually the key to it.
She probably still say no anyway.
Yeah, but that's...
But at least if I do that.
Yes, that is the idea. So anytime you see anyone just not being super receptive, or they seem skeptical, or they seem like there's a little bit of resistance there, don't match her energy and start getting a bit jittery, run out of things to say, and like start freaking out and trying to like speed things up. That's what we have the tendency to do. We're like, fuck, I'm fucking this up. I need to say something. I need to fix it. I need to do the technique to fucking fix the problem. But if you just go, ground yourself and be like, hey, all good. I understand that you're busy, but is there any chance I could walk with you for just 2 minutes? See how that feels? It's very chill. Make sure it's loud enough too. But as long as you have a chill demeanor, it'll increase the likelihood that she'll be like, you know what, like this guy seems pretty chill. Fuck it, why not come for a walk?
It's totally fine to feel disappointed because it's like, man, I would have loved to go on another date with her. I really liked her. But in terms of like judging yourself or being like, I fucked up, it's like, nah, you didn't. You literally did everything you could have. Just bad luck. That's all it was.
Next time it could be good luck.
Yeah, it's a luck issue, not a skill issue. Remember, every time we approach, we create our own luck. We are constantly and consistently creating it. Yeah, bro, just embrace the feelings and keep going. This is those days when you feel lower, you expect to be rejected a little bit more. Expect it. It's going to be a little bit harder to hook. Understand that. But also understand that when you do hook someone that you really like, she's just going to fucking like you for you. The best connections I ever get are always the ones I meet on those days that I'm just having a shit day. They're always the best girls I meet because it's just like, we like each other. I don't need to be super high energy. I don't need to be in a super good state. I don't need to be really witty or articulate on those days. It's just, we like each other. So that's kind of the mindset you should have on those days where it's like, I'm not really feeling too good today, or I'm not really feeling it. I'm feeling super social. I'm feeling super confident. It's like, just accept the fact that, yeah, you might find it a little bit harder to hook than those days when you're in a really good mood. But the ones that you do meet, who do like you, are going to really like you. And you don't need to put on even a slight bit of a mask for them because they just like you for you. But just expect a little bit more rejection. That's it. But you're going to find someone. It's inevitable. So, all right, how'd you feel about that one, bro?
Obviously better.
Better, much better.
Yeah, and the interaction was better.
Way better. Yeah. But it's because you were just going in there like, fuck it.
Fuck this.
Fuck it.
Fuck this, yeah.
Yeah.
Cop yourself on, Colin, like.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly how it is, bro. It's like you have those days where you're just struggling and everything's a chore and you just don't really feel like social and you're getting a few rejections. But it's like, as soon as you get to the point where you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to keep going, fuck it, see what happens, that's when it just becomes so much easier. And all of a sudden things start going better for you because you're not getting in your way anymore. It's like, you're no longer attached to, I need to get the results, or you're no longer attached to like, I need to improve every single day. I got a instant date. Both the day before and yesterday, I need to get 2 instant dates today. I need to do better. But it's just not like that. Again, it's a non-linear progression. So, bro, those were really nice. The first one, what do you think about that?
Better than previous, but still shit. Not shit. It was okay.
What makes you think it wasn't great?
Nothing other than it didn't feel great to me. If you're asking me what I could have done better and all that, I just don't know. I just didn't feel. Whereas that one there, I just felt better. No idea why. Sorry, I do. It's because I went, fuck it.
Yeah, that last one there, you just didn't give a fuck. So you're like super persistent. When she was like giving you all the indicators that she's like, I need to leave, I need to go, you're like, just wait 2 minutes. And you just kept throwing questions at her until she just stuck in.
Yeah.
She was like, all right, fuck it, I guess I'm having a quick conversation with this guy then.
Yeah.
Which was great.
I did say a few things there that would kind of make her come back and join the conversation. I can't even remember what the fuck they were. Do you know what I think about?
You just made a comment, I don't even remember either.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just because you were just being generally persistent.
Yeah, I was definitely being persistent.
Yeah, and because she just felt you were just holding your ground, holding strong eye contact, and just like, before you were just treating her like a little girl. Like, come on, no, I'm sure your friend can wait one more moment, it's fine.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So that kind of energy there is why she stayed, and your persistence was great, bro. I was like, fuck, I can't believe you still got her there. I don't know how you got a conversation out of that, because honestly, she was trying to fucking go straight away.
I'm very pleased with that one myself.
Yeah.
Very pleased with that one.
No, you did.
That one up there we did 50-50.
Well,
just
yeah.
the way I feel about it.
No, the one before as well, it was a quick interaction, and she was very polite, but she was super shy, and she wasn't giving you much at all. You see those short responses she was giving you? She wasn't super receptive to the conversation, but also at the same time, she let you know that she was busy. And it was great that you figured out what she was doing straight away. You're like, oh, okay, you can see she's busy. It's like, okay, oh, by the way, what are you doing right now? So you just find out, you can see, you're socially calibrated enough to see that, okay, she's going somewhere. I need to find out what she's actually up to so I can figure out whether I even have time to have a conversation with this girl, even if it's worth my time. Right? It's like, okay, she has 15 minutes left on her break. She has to go to the shopping mall before she goes back to work. This is going to be a short interaction. And there's not really much else you could do. You actually did really good when you teased her about how she chose Ireland as her second choice. That was actually a really good tease, bro. Yeah. But she was just a bit of a boring chick, so she didn't really give much from that, yeah.
Every now and then, you're going to come across girls when you start a conversation with them, or at least try. They either completely just fob you off, or they tell you go away, or they run away in like fear. And I want you to understand, and everyone at home to understand, when you are doing cold approach, this is completely normal. We were just talking about how Ben, when we first arrived in Krakow, literally had 3 girls in a row as he started a conversation with them. And you got to remember, like, Ben is a very charming, cool guy, has very good social skills. He had 3 in a row, literally just go, oh, and then started sprinting off, yeah? So the more that everyone, you guys at home that are practicing cold approach, but then also yourself, don't take it personally, because we all cop it. I cop it, Ben cops it. Everyone that's trying to improve their dating life cops it. Don't take those ones personally. And the best way to overcome that is just fucking laugh. Like, how funny is it that you go up and try to give a girl like a nice compliment, make her day, and she's like, oh, and runs away. All you can do is just go, what the fuck even is that? And just make it a good time. Because if you take it too seriously, it'll crash your state. You take it personally, and the next minute when you try to approach the next girl that you have interest in, yeah, your state's going to be crashed. You're not going to interact the way that you need to. And then it just makes like the whole dating thing like kind of hard and difficult and a grind, and we want to make it fun. So the more that you can walk away from that, just having a laugh, going, fucking check out that rejection, the better it'll be. Mate, that was fucking great. Yeah, sure, fine. She had a partner. It is what it is. But the initial approach to the interaction was perfect. The opener was really good, strong eye contact, you positioned correctly, you squared up, perfect. The statement of intent was great. And then the transition into conversation, dude, bro, you figured out the level 1, 2, 3 questions so well. I can't really floor you on that. Yeah, what do you want to say?
When I was going down the treads, I felt like I was going a bit too deep too soon.
No, so that was actually fine. And what actually happened is she said something that made you think that you were asking too many questions, but you actually misheard her. she didn't actually say that. She said something else, but you instantly went, oh, sorry if I'm asking you too many questions. But she didn't actually say that. She was appreciating the curiosity. That's also why she mentioned like, oh, you're very curious, aren't you? And then when you responded saying, well, yeah, you're a very beautiful lady. That's why I want to come up and say hello and meet you and see if you were cool or whatever. And she responded very well to that. It was perfect. Like, that was great. In terms of how you transition from different topics of conversation and the different discussions that you had, I can't floor it, man. I'm sitting here watching you. I'm like, that is really, really, really good chat. That was dope. And I genuinely believe if she was not fucking freshly in a relationship, I reckon we could have taken her for an instant date or got a number and like continue that conversation for a while, yeah?
I did ask her. Do you want to go for coffee or something? Would you
You tried your luck.
I tried.
And the thing is, sometimes you just gotta give it a crack, right? And maybe if she was the type of lady that's going to cheat on her boyfriend, maybe it happens. But in the end, we don't really want to push for that too much.
No, we don't.
Because they're in relationships, it is what it is. But you might as well be cheeky and give it a crack.
Well,
do you know
because
what
it was, she said short term. That was one of the reasons I went. If she had said, I'm going in 3 fucking years, I wouldn't even have tried, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And what you did really good is when she said that she was in a relationship and she said it was fresh, you probed into that. It's like, oh, when did you actually meet the guy? How long have you been dating for? So then this gives you a bit of an understanding of how serious it is. Because sometimes when you meet women like this and they're saying they've met someone, they may have only just started dating. They may have not have even slept with the guy or actually heavily invested in them. So there's still a little bit of leeway to make a really good impression and then, you know, take her attention away from that bloke and then she focuses on you because the connection is better. Yeah? So that's really good that you actually explored that. You've like the stuff that we ran through earlier on the coaching theory sessions, you picked up on it. So that's great. So if we just keep replicating that, mate, you'll be good to go.
Cool. So I wasn't going too deep. Like obviously I have this in my head, follow the threads. So she mentions Paris. What else she mentioned? I'm following the threads, but in my head, fucking I'm asking her, was she close to her boyfriend after, or her brother after fucking talking to her for 60 seconds?
No, you can do that.
You can do that?
Yeah, as long as you come from a place of genuine curiosity and a little bit of nonchalantness and you just ask it casually, you are more than okay to do that. That's actually good conversational skills. Yeah? Now, obviously, there'll be some topics, it's like deep level 3 on the emotional level, that you don't really want to tap into in 60 seconds of conversation. Yeah. But that, talking about her previous relationships or a bit of a dating history and stuff, that's completely appropriate. You did good. The thing is, the conversation flowed. She was super receptive. She's giving a lot of IOIs. She appreciated the fact that you approached her and gave her a compliment. You doubled down on that statement of intent, so you made it man to woman. Bro, good to go. So let's just go and replicate that and meet some more ladies, huh? First of all, good shit for going for it, because like she was a stunner. But obviously she was quite fucking young and very pretty.
And struggling with English.
And struggle with English. So I just want to point something out in terms of like your conversational skills there for that one. So sometimes, because the thing is you're getting really good at transitioning into conversation, exploring a few different topics, following the threads, etc., etc. But when you get in front of like the real pretty ones, you start to get a little bit flustered.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, you started to run out of things to say. You weren't really listening and catching onto the threads. You still did a really good job, but it was very clunky. So all I wanted to say about that one is the only way, like moving forward, if you want to get like really high quality women, the ones that you're really attracted to, what you got to do is you got to start progressively desensitizing to them and interacting with them. So you get to the point where you're still just as relaxed and as calm and as grounded as you would be with any other woman you approach. But that's just going to take practice and repetition. So when you have interactions like that and you feel clunky, don't stress. It's a gift because it's a self-development exercise. And you can just understand that it's like, okay, it's normal to be a little bit flustered. She's really pretty. I'm a little attached to the outcome. But the more that you do that, you can just practice just trying to calm down a little bit, focus on being grounded, try to be curious, and keep the conversation going, even through the clunk. And if you do it over and over and over and over again, all of a sudden, because you realize that beautiful women are very fucking friendly, you realize that nothing bad's gonna happen. The girls are actually super receptive and more than happy to receive a compliment and have a quick chat. As soon as you realize that in your belief systems, then all of a sudden you're like, well, nothing bad can happen from this apart from, you know, shooting my shot and maybe something I could, potentially something could happen with this girl. And then you start to, in terms of your belief systems, it becomes more of a reality for you. And then you start to get more grounded and relaxed with more of the beautiful women that you approach. So that's just gonna take practice and repetition. So I just want you to be mindful of it. It's like moving forward with all the really hot ones, never get annoyed at yourself because it was a bit clunky, because like that's the same for every single one of us. It's like when Ben made the approach the other day with the chick with the massive booty. He was like, oh fucking hell, like this one's like my exact type, which I only ever run into once a month. And even Ben's a bit flustered, he's speaking softly, he's like, oh hey, what's going on? We all experience that, even us who have been doing this for years. So yeah, you just take the pressure off, and then the more you progressively desensitize and get comfortable with those women, you become more confident. So that's good.
I feel I'm knocking down the treads as well as I was yesterday. I'm not getting deeper or something like that.
No, so I think in terms of that
She
mindset.
was a no anyway. Was
Well,
she? She
well,
was a maybe.
She's probably potentially a maybe, but maybe a no. I don't know. She was receptive to have a chat, but I think in terms of her levels of receptivity to be like a bit more of a yes maybe girl, maybe it was a little bit lower than usual. But I think potentially she had a partner. You never asked, yeah. But in terms of that mindset of you saying you feel like you're a little bit more stifled, and you're not going down to the threads as well. There's two reasons. One, she's levels above the beauty that you've been like approaching sometimes. Because she's like a stunner. The last two have been absolute top tier
but
fucking
I don't think
stunners.
that's what's affecting me.
No, there's two things. So potentially that could be it, because they're very beautiful women. And that always happens to every one of us. It's like every time you hang out or talk to an absolute stunner, we do get a little bit more stifled. But I think what really is going on, potentially, which we warned you yesterday, because your instant date yesterday was so fucking good. And we've sat down and said, you are just crushing it, mate. Like you have just had a massive transformation. And we've gone down and we've broken everything down systematically in terms of with the recordings that we went through, right? Showing you the different threads you could have explored, the different things you could have brought up, the different angles you could have come at in terms of the connection you're building with her, right? And the validation that we've given you, it's like, okay, this is how you're thinking in your head. All right, I'm doing fucking good. I've figured out the threads. I now have a pretty good understanding of how to do this. And then your ego gets a little bit attached to performing at that same level again. And then when you have a few little clunky interactions, your ego gets triggered because it's like, fuck, like I thought I figured this out. I'm not as smooth as I usually was, or at least from the pre-existing day. And then you get attached to the outcome because you want to perform at that same level. And then also on top of that, we've given you a lot of validation. This is how it works. We've been like, yeah, you're doing great, you're doing perfectly. So then it's like, you want to continue to keep performing on that, in that regard as well. Yeah, 100%. So that's why we said the other day, like, don't get cocky, because it's not that you're getting cocky, but the ego starts to get a little attached to the praise and also that you're doing well. So now what we got to do is it's a new day, detach from the outcome, and just relax into the clunkiness until you get back into the flow. Because there's that little bit of attachment. Anytime we're attached to the conversation or making good impression, even if it's for validation from us or praise from us, or if it's from validation or praise from the women or just doing well in general, we can't think straight. Because then you go more in your head instead of just taking a step back and being genuinely curious and actually having that nice conversation. But yeah, I would say that's probably the biggest contributing factor. So what we'll do...
The conversation there was okay.
No, the conversation was great. You still did really well. Like, you need to understand that was still a good conversation. And when you're coming to me saying, I feel like it's clunky, I'm giggling to myself because I'm like, that's the ego saying that you're clunky. You're not actually realizing you did better than what you thought you did. You're just now more in your head, so you feel like it's more clunky. Yeah. Because when you're not in your head and you're just curious and you're just listening, you feel like it's good because you're in your body, you're relaxed, it feels nice, you're connecting with that other human being. But as soon as you get in your head, it creates a disconnect, and then you rationalize, oh, that went shit. But it actually, if you could hear yourself, if we were to record that, it was just as good as the other interactions you've had before. You're just getting a little bit more in your head. Now with her, just to take it back in terms of the framework, a few things not to forget in the next ones that we do.
Phone number.
Well, the phone number one, yes, at the end of the interaction, but at the beginning stages, don't forget the framework, right? So it's open. Then we want to move into like the attraction phase by just having like good body language, strong eye contact, maybe make a joke here or there. But then we want to move into just having a basic understanding of the logistics, emotional and logistical. So you didn't really know what she was up to right now, early on in the interaction. So we just need to make sure we screen for that at some point, and also emotional availability. Because the reason why she was probably on the fence about going for a coffee with you is maybe she had a partner, but you just hadn't asked the question. All the other interactions you asked every time, but you just forgot. But sometimes we do that because we get carried away in the conversation. It's a nice girl, the vibe is good. We just forget to ask. But just remember, it's the framework that we teach. Make sure 2-3 minutes in, just be like, oh, by the way, like, are you currently seeing anyone? Just check in to see if she's single. And then also don't forget to be like, yeah, anyway, so what are you up to today? Just to see what she's doing with the rest of her time. So that way we can figure out if you can have a longer conversation, an instant date, etc., etc. So we just need to check that out as well. So that's what I would recommend for the future interactions that we have today. Thanks for watching, guys. Now, if you've enjoyed this type of dating and self-development content, specifically the behind the scenes footage from our coaching programs, then please leave a like and subscribe so you can have access to more of that in the future, and also leave a comment letting us know if you like this style of content, because if you do, we'll post more of it in the future. Now, for the guys that are wanting to improve this particular area of their life, they want to meet high quality women without relying on online dating apps or a social circle. They want to learn the art of cold approach, to have the ability to create deep emotional connections with beautiful women and have the abundance that you've always wanted, then guys, all you got to do to inquire about any of our coaching programs where we can specifically create a personalized program to help you achieve your goals, all we're going to do is click on the link in the description to book a free consultation call with either myself, Ben, or someone from our team for all coaching inquiries. And if you want more free trainings, more guides, and also more mini courses and articles and content that we can't actually post here on YouTube, then all you have to do is click the link in the description to join our private Facebook group. So hope to see you all there. But until then, see you guys in the next video.